Topic 15, Lesson 5, Problem Solving. Solve a simpler problem and make a table. Go ahead and write down this problem in your notes. Be sure to include all of the important information so that we can circle it and figure out what the question is asking. Greg has a square fenced-in garden with sides of 10 feet. For every 5 feet, one fence post was placed. He and some friends are going to make the garden bigger, but Greg still wants to have a fence post every 5 feet. The new garden will have sides of 40 feet. How many fence posts will the friends need for a new fence? So, for both of our shapes we have today, we have one garden that is a square, and we know that a square has all equal sides. Therefore, we have 10 feet on each side. Okay, for our other one, it is also a square, pretending my drawing is a perfect drawing, and there's 40 feet on each side. So his original was this one over here. He wants to make it bigger by making 40 feet on each side instead of 10 feet on each side. So today, our job is to figure out how many fence posts the friends need for the new fence. But before I do that, I also want to know how many fence posts I needed originally just to help me out. So, in the 10-foot by 10-foot garden, to find perimeter, we know that that's the distance completely around the whole garden. So we would add 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, and that equals 40 feet. Because we're so good at our math skills, we don't have to do repeated addition here. It's the same number being added 4 times, so we know that that's the same thing as 4 times 10, which also gives you 40. So in order to figure out the number of posts needed, we take our total distance around the garden and divide that by 5, because every 5 feet, he wants to put a new fence post. Therefore, in the original garden he has, the smaller one, he needed 8 fence posts. For our 40-foot by 40-foot garden, we'll do the same thing for perimeter. Do 40 plus 40 plus 40 plus 40. That equals 160. But again, because we are so good at doing our multiplication, we know that we could also do 40 times 4, which making our life easier, 4 times 4 gives me 16, and then we put my 0 on the end, so my answer is 160. Same thing as before as well. The fence posts are supposed to be every 5 feet. If I need them to be every 5 feet, I have to know the total distance around, and then I divide that by 5. Total number of fence posts needed was 32. Now, using the table that you've glued into your notes, we're going to take this one step further. So, what if we have a garden that is 60 by 60 all the way around? The first thing we did was find our perimeter. So that's the first thing we have to do here. I want to do 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. Or I could do 60 times 4 because there's 4 sides. 6 times 4 gives me 24. I put my 0 on the end. Therefore, I know that my perimeter for my 60 would be 240. Taking that number, 240, divided by 5 feet, because the fence posts are still going to go every 5 feet. I know that 5 does not go into 2, so I'm going to start at 24. 5 goes into 24 4 times. 5 times 4 gives me 20. I have to do my subtraction, and I bring down my 0. 5 goes into 40 8 times. 5 times 4 is 40. There's nothing left over, and there'd have to be 48 fence posts. Your job is to complete this last line in your notes and have it ready to go for class tomorrow. Make sure you find the perimeter first, then you'll divide by 5 to figure out the number of fence posts because they will still be put up every 5 feet.